But the New York Times decided they would do a little hit piece on RFK Jr. over the weekend. This was titled, "Kennedy's Vow to Take on Big Food Could Alienate His GOP Allies. Processed foods are in the crosshairs of RFK Jr., but battling major companies could collide with President-elect Donald J. Trump's corporate-friendly goals." Well, they're not wrong, but I'm reading the article and I literally almost spit out my coffee. I'm like, you couldn't be kidding me, you guys. It's like what I was telling you earlier, how about the New York Times reports that there's been great inflation in wage growth, so nobody should be complaining. Wages are going up. And I'm like, yeah, but not the real wages. When you look at wages adjusted for inflation, real wages are going down. So here's another New York Times gem, a little beauty. Here I'm reading the article and I'm like, are you kidding me? So they're going after Froot Loops, right? He has singled out Froot Loops as an example of a product with too many artificial ingredients, questioning why the Canadian version has fewer sort of bad ingredients than the US version. And it turns out they're trying to say, but he's wrong. He's wrong because they're actually basically the same. The New York Times writes, and I quote, "The ingredients list is roughly the same, although Canada has natural colorings made from blueberries and carrots, while the U.S. product contains red dye 40, yellow 5, and blue 1, as well as," I can't even say this, it's called BHT. It's a lab-made chemical that's used, quote, "for freshness," according to the ingredient label. So once again, the killer New York Times on the case trying to say, really, what's the big deal? Except for there are these things like red dye 40, yellow 5, blue 1, and BHT. And none of that is very good for you, as this food expert recently explained. I found this little clip and thought I'd show you.
This is McDonald's French fries. I would like to argue that probably nobody in this room has not had a McDonald's French fries, by the way. Nobody raised their hand during the staff meeting earlier today. In the US, there's 11 ingredients. In the UK, there's 3, and salt is optional. An ingredient called dimethylpolysiloxane is an ingredient preserved with formaldehyde, a neurotoxin, in the US version. This is used as a foaming agent so they don't have to replace the oil that often, making McDonald's more money here in the United States. But they don't do that across the pond.
It seems like something that we could fix, right? We could fix that. We probably should fix that. And I knew those French fries tasted better when I was in Ireland. I knew there was a reason. Food often tastes better over there. Maybe it's because of that, right? Maybe we need to get some of these. But how is this so bad? Why is that so scary? You're just going to have somebody who's going to come along and say, hey, you know what? We ought to get some of these bad chemicals out of our food. And that's somehow threatening to the entire system. It's crazy too? The fact that pharmaceutical stocks sold off the way they did on Friday. I'm like, guys, did you not see this one coming? I mean, he got elected over a week ago, right? How did you just suddenly wake up to this reality? I'll tell you, you know what? You got to take care of your health. I would not trust the government to take care of your health or your wealth, shall we say, right? Your money, as well as your health in terms of your overall being. I for one, I'm guilty of this. I don't get enough sun living in the Northeast, so I need to improve my vitamin D levels. And the way I do that actually is thanks to one of our show sponsors here, Balance of Nature, balanceofnature.com. I encourage you to go there. You can get Balance of Nature as well for up to, I've never seen actually a discount like this, so I'm pretty psyched to tell you about it. 50% off, and you can get free shipping. You can call them at 1-800-246-8751. 1-800-246-8751. Just use my name, code word Trish. We like our sponsors because when you actually go and purchase the products that our sponsors are advertising, it's a good thing. It's a good thing. It's a win for you because you're getting healthier, and it's a win for us here on the show. So balanceofnature.com, go check them out. We got a lot going on, right? Going into the end of the year. So prioritize yourself, prioritize your health. Look at this discount. It is the best I've seen. 50% off plus free shipping from balanceofnature.com with code word Trish. Reminder to subscribe.